Money in the Bank is going down on July 1st in London at the sold-out O2, and it has some big expectations. Here is our predictions for WWE Money in the Bank. In one of the biggest tag team matches we've seen put together in quite some time, the Bloodline Civil War comes to a head. Years of development have been put into this, with Roman Reigns manipulating his whole family to the point where they've now had this huge split. Roman will take the partner of Solo Sikoa, the little brother of the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. That's right. This faction was once the biggest in WWE, and now they'll take each other on in a big tag team war. The expectations for this are through the roof. There are so many different things that could happen. Could Solo turn on Roman? Could Roman go solo on his own? And does Roman really need the win here? I'm going to say the Usos need the win here. No matter what the outcome is, we're getting more of this leading into SummerSlam coming up in Detroit later this summer. But who leaves London the winners? I'm going with the Usos. But don't you dare expect Roman to take the pin in this. If he does, that would be the real headline coming out of the show. Roman Reigns pinned, but he doesn't lose that WWE Championship. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match has a lot of star power to it, both in the WWE and outside of it, with the recent addition of Logan Paul. He'll be joined by the high-flying Ricochet, Santos Escobar, Butch, Damian Priest of the Judgment Day, LA Knight, and Shinsuke Nakamura, rounding out the men that will try to scale the ladder and get that briefcase to cash in for an anytime, anywhere title shot. Now, who needs this the most? Well, some people would say that LA Knight has the fan momentum to get there, even though he's a heel. Shinsuke Nakamura is certainly a legend who's never really cemented himself in the world title picture. This would be an easy way to do that. Ricochet is going to do something absolutely insane off one of those ladders. Judgment Day is red hot, so Damian Priest doesn't really need this. Butch could be the hometown favorite that the UK crowd wants to get behind, and I'm sorry, Santos Escobar, I don't think you're coming out of this. But the biggest headline WWE could get coming out of this show that would move the needle and get people talking is the outsider, Logan Paul. Yes, the internet darling celebrity who certainly knows how to move that needle would move the needle with the Money in the Bank briefcase, allowing him to float in and out of WWE and hang that ticking time bomb over whoever he wants to cash in on. A lot of interesting, conflicting relationships are going to boil over in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Trish Stratus will enter with her Hall of Fame Stardust stepping its way up the ladder and maybe getting some help from Zoe Stark, her side henchwoman, but Becky Lynch still has issues with Trish. Zelina Vega is riding high with that LWO backup. Bayley, though, has issues with her Damage Control partner, Io Sky, who's also in this ladder match. So a lot of conflicting issues. This one seems like the hardest match to predict on this show, but I'm going to go with the upset and give it to Io Sky. Imagine her kind of hanging that briefcase over her former mentor, Bayley, and then somehow rocketing herself above Bayley to a women's title run. Back in the summer of 2016, Seth Rollins and Finn Balor were in two very different places when they faced for the newly established WWE Universal Championship at SummerSlam. A lot has changed since then. And the roles that are being played in this match between the two of them for the newly established WWE World Heavyweight title are very different. At the time, Rollins was getting booed and Finn Balor was getting the cheers. Now with the titles reversed and the roles being different, Seth Rollins is orchestrating the millions of WWE fans around the world to make him the working champion. Yes, a world champion in WWE who actually defends the championship. Hey, Roman Reigns, we're looking at you. Yeah, but Finn Balor doesn't have a chip on his shoulder. He has a mountain of resentment because in that first match they had back in 2016 at SummerSlam, he won that Universal Championship and immediately had to drop it due to an injury he suffered in that match with Rollins. That's been the story here. We have a resentful Finn Balor now with the hubris of a faction behind him in Judgment Day, and Seth Rollins having all the fans behind him. It's a lot of different factors, but here's the thing. Bell to bell, these are two of the best pro wrestlers of their generation we're gonna get a classic, and I'm gonna say it right now. I think this is the match. Despite the ladders, despite the storyline with the bloodline, I think this is the match that steals the show in England. I'm going with Seth Rollins over Finn Balor. Liv Morgan was supposed to be out the entire summer with that shoulder injury, but yeah, she's back, and Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are trying to get those women's tag team titles back from the UFC bad girls of Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, but I'm gonna go with the bad girls in this one. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler still need to establish themselves as a dominant, unrelenting tag team title championship force. Beat a fan favorite to make a villain feel really villainous, right? That's what I think they're going to go with here. Champions retain. If you told me a couple of years ago that Dominic Mysterio would be the most booed and despised pro wrestler in the WWE, I would be quite surprised, but that is where we are right now, and he's taking on a huge fan favorite, someone who's getting massive reactions, in Cody Rhodes. Maybe this is just a holdover before Cody Rhodes finishes some business with Brock Lesnar, or maybe starts chasing after Roman Reigns yet again. But if he's not going to have the briefcase, he's got to have personal issues. Cody does his best when he has a very spirited reason to get in the ring with someone. Is he getting in the ring with another second-generation superstar like Dominic for a big personal reason? It's two family dynasties, the Rhodes and the Mysterios, clashing in this match, and I'm going to say it. Dominic doesn't need this win, but if he got it, it would be a really big thing for him. I'm going to say, with dusty finishes, maybe some outside interference from a certain Rhea Ripley, having a dominating presence at ringside, Dom leaves foggy London town with a big W over Cody Rhodes. Yeah, I know, I'm surprised saying it myself. Who do you think is going to win at WWE Money in the Bank? Get in the comments and let us know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe with those notifications on so you know we drop content just like this.